It's Friday, April 17th. I'm Rob, and you are watching Political Lunch. Welcome back to Political Lunch. My partner Will is out for the day, but I'm here to deliver some big news at the end of the show as we get ready to announce new programs and give you a chance to have a free beer on us. But first, the weekly 10 in 3. Number 10, big news from the CIA yesterday as the much-discussed memos concerning so-called aggressive interrogation techniques were finally released to the public. But perhaps the bigger news was Obama announcing no agents would be investigated and names would be expunged from the interrogation records. This move to protect operatives in the field is expected to build some badly needed new trust between the White House and the clandestine service. Now, number 9, speaking of terrorism, Homeland Security has now issued a report warning that the threat of domestic terrorism from right-wing organizations is increasing. With a Democrat in the White House and the economy in the toilet, groups like Aryan nations and well-armed militias are becoming more popular. This particular report suggests that veterans may be susceptible to recruitment. The American Legion and several conservative voices on the Hill have said the report smears veterans, while more moderate voices from groups like the VFW and Vote Vets have pointed out the Pentagon itself has long warned its own soldiers about this very problem. Number 8, as you know from our report on Wednesday, peaceful right-wing groups organized a nationwide Tea Party to protest taxes. Now, this sparked fights over media coverage, with Fox News now taken to task by other networks for promoting the protests, and Fox commentators countering that other networks are all too liberal to fairly cover the protests in the first place. Here at Political Lunch, we are happy to honestly report that basically all of the networks totally failed to cover the events as journalists because everybody seemed to have an axe to grind. Number 7, our failing water infrastructure. The EPA estimates we need to spend roughly $334 billion over the next 20 years on this problem. The current stimulus package offers about $6 billion. Number 6, word leaked that Treasury Secretary Geithner is preparing to announce the results of the stress tests on banks. The big fear is that small banks, which may not pass the testing, will be quickly run out of business as investors and depositors flock to the more stable brands. For number 5, rhetoric is running high on Wall Street as banks which have accepted federal funds are desperately trying to pay back the money as fast as possible to get out of the deals. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, called the support a scarlet letter and said that they have now learned their lesson. Speaking of banking, number 4, embarrassing news for Senator Chris Dodd, the chair of the Banking Committee. His campaign has raised money from just 5 people in his home state of Connecticut. 5. That many. He's raised over $600,000 from individuals in other states during the last quarter. It's just unfortunate that he doesn't actually represent them. Number 3, so how can Democrats like Dodd make lemonade from the lemons of a struggling economy? Well, Jim Kessler and Ann Kim offer a pretty solid comparison to the challenges which faced Reagan in '82 and offer some key advice. The highlights go like this. Clear, simple message, stick to your guns, appeal to the middle class in your rhetoric, and finally, take full credit for recovery efforts, but accept no blame whatsoever for the crisis. Number 2, speaking of winning elections, you might remember that overhyped symbolic battle for New York's 20th district. Well, the so-called referendum on the Democratic leadership currently has Democrat Scott Murphy ahead by 264 votes in the recount. And finally today, number 1, we announced the next big political lunch party. Obama's about to complete his first 100 days in office, and next week we celebrate our 2-year anniversary at the lunch. Plus, we've got 2 new programs to introduce. That sports show, which covers good, bad, and ugly of sports, and Your World in 5, top international news in just 5 minutes. So to meet the hosts of our new programs and have a drink on us, visit politicallunch.com and click on Events. Until next time, I'm Rob Millis, and this is...
Oi! So, are you finished up? Because I got to shoot this show. My mom will make me spend the weekend in my shame closet if I don't get this thing done quick.
I'm out of here. That's all right, man. That's all yours.
All right.
Distract.
We'll see you.